Hey guys, it's Crystal here with Art It Out, and this wasn't meant to be voiceover, but I'm still having issues with my sound, so here we go. We're doing a Use It Up, and I'm pulling out some goodies from the Flowish journal swapped with Jules. So, I know I just shared this previously, just a few videos ago. I shared it, so if you want to see the walkthrough of it, I'll put that in an iCAD there. Just going through out some yummies, and she sent some terrific pieces, so it was pretty easy to figure out what to use. There was no bad choices, I guess is what I should say. How are you guys doing today? I'm actually doing this on Sunday, which I did a live morning, it was really spur of the moment. And you guys will probably see this later in the week. So, there we go. I got the journal out that I just made from using up Flow Goodies. So this is going to be right in it. I'm so excited. So, always fun to break in those journals. At least most of the time it is. I've had the one watercolor one that I didn't enjoy breaking in. It took me a while to do it, but most of the time I enjoy getting them started. You know, a new adventure awaits. So I decided to use one of the kind of advertisement cardstocky pieces that I put in, and of course I'm going to gesso it. And you're going to see I forgot to put tape on mine, but I'll later after I'm done with the gesso, so no big deal. A lot of people, if it's a shiny piece of paper or trash or card, they'll use sandpaper. If you got a good gesso, I don't, especially for just pages. There you go. I remembered finally. So I'm going to do some collage now. I really zone out into doing my collage on this piece. And I do. I notice when I start gluing things for the background or the underpants or whatever you want to call it, most of the time I kind of zone out in it. I just go with it. And that's one of the great things about art. And I really wish this one the sound would have worked out, because I talked a lot about why I did a live, because I woke up and I was feeling, my depression kind of trying to grab hold of me. I was just sitting there and I made myself art, and I was like, you know what? Maybe being, I can't be with people, but maybe, getting on and doing a live will help. And it did. I had a much better day. I had really deep thoughts, guys, and the freaking thing didn't pick it up. And to go back and try to think of what I said now, it's like, it doesn't mean as much as I'm saying it more than once. Do you know what I mean? It's just fake if I go over it again. At least to me, and I'm not a fake. So, silly me. But I did talk about finally deciding and coming to understanding with myself that I did have issues. I did have mental issues. That sounds horrible. Doesn't that sound bad? This does. I had mental disorders. That's even worse. You know, they don't have a good name for it, do they? But anyways, when I finally came to grips with self and reality, that it wasn't just I got in bad moods all the time. It wasn't just because I was a cranky person or a sad person or whatever. It's because my brain didn't fire like it should. It didn't give me the right chemicals like normal people do. That I, after understanding these to live with and that I have to work with, and just, you know, it's something I'm gonna always have to live with. No matter if I'm on medication or if I'm, you know, going to therapy or if I'm doing yoga or whatever it is you do, it's not gonna completely go away. It's gonna help, but it's something I've finally come to the reality. It took that. It's me. I have it. Okay, let's deal with it. And since then, I wish I would have done it when I was younger, but of course I was hard-headed and, you know, I didn't want to be labeled somebody with mental issues, because it's just, you know, when I hear that, at least in my world, and it was, you know, and I didn't want that. But I've come to understand now, you know what, if I'm going to be crazy, I'm going to own it, and I'm going to wave that flag, and I'm going to share it with people after I became okay with it with myself. And of course, this is me saying it on a good day. Catch me on a bad day and you get a nice word out of me about depression. I'm going to be, you know what I mean? I'm going to be like, I'm all alone and, you know, it's pulling me down, you know. You guys know that habit. And if you don't want to hear about this, it's a drag to you, I'm sorry. Put me on mute and watch away. That's the whole thing about YouTube. You can fast forward, mute it, put your own music. You can do anything. So, but yes, so it helped me a lot today. In fact, so much that I called up my parents, seen what they were doing, make sure they didn't have any plans. We went out to the and spent the day out there. He just loves it out there. Of course, he can run around and be free, and I don't have to worry about him going in the neighbor's yard and taking their scissors because they left them on their table because he wants to cut it himself, or his hair, or something, or going over to the faucet and turning it on because that's what we do, you know? Yeah. It's rough here. And it's not that we own a little yard, it's just we do have neighbors. You guys, you know, you have neighbors in a town. And so there, I'm just BSing there and decided, yeah, let's put some washi tape down. This page really turned out good. I like how it turned out. Of course, I usually can find it. Excuse me, girl. I usually find a nice thing about most of my stuff. And if you're starting out and you do have that inner critic that, you know, oh, mine's not as good as everybody else's, or not as good as this, or whatever. Well, you're not them, so quit comparing yourself right off the bat. Number one, don't compare yourself. And you know, if it's that one good thing that you make yourself feel on that page, look at it and say, well, I fussy cut it good, or I really love that shade of colors I picked. You know, find one thing about it that you like, guys. And that will encourage and push back that inner critic where it's not hollering at you so much, and you'll see more of the positive in your art. I am taking some gesso and my roller. I love the colors and stuff, but with the pictures that I chose, the focal points, I wanted that to go in the background a little bit more. So I used to think people were silly when they would cover up their pictures. I still think some of them are when they completely cover them up. It's like, no, why did you do that? But I have learned a little bit of white gesso or a little bit of a color can really make the piece come together. So, at least for me, everybody's different. I'm gonna cut her out, and I just love her. The look. She's like looking over her shoulder, like, I will cut you, bitch. That's the look I'm getting out of it. And then I flip over the page and I see the guy, and he's like looking at her. Worked perfect. It's like it was meant to be. And there you see him. He's looking over at her. Ha ha. I see you seeing me. It's late here, so I'm a little tired, silly tired. Do you guys get that way when you're tired? You get silly? Yeah, I do. I do. So we had fun at the farm today. And you know what? If I wouldn't have got my butt up and made myself art and decided to try to be with people and friends, you know, that doesn't always work. It doesn't. Sometimes if I'm in the throes of my depression, I don't want to be around anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. Don't look at me. You know, no. But I was able to cut it off at the head. And there are times with my depression that it's literally, I am happy-go-lucky, and it's like I walk through a door. Literally, I walk through a door, and it slaps me upside. It just like sucks all that out of me. It's the easiest way to say it. So, unfortunately, I have so many different depressions. Yes, there are more than one depression. If you did not realize that, there are. So, yeah. I was lucky and was able to knock it off, and my YouTube friends helped, and thank you for there. There wasn't very many, and that was okay. But I enjoyed being able to talk to the few. So don't be afraid to get out there and leave the house, and make yourself art. I know I've told you guys that before, and then I also contradict myself and say if you're not happy doing it, don't do it. Two different things. Totally different things. So. And try. You don't know unless you try. So, I like the yellow. I know I had yellow in the ink, in the FW inks, but it was a darker yellow. I wanted a brighter yellow for that. I don't know why. That's what got to me. That's what I wanted to put on there. So, I get some really good words. His say, I don't remember. Let me see. His says, I put the words on after I'm dry it, and it says, he was trained, and hers words say she had a feeling. So kind of, like they're doing this art battle, and, he's got training, but she's feeling, looking at each other. I don't know, lately I'm coming up with stories as I'm arting. It's kind of weird, but fun weird. Maybe I'm going more crazy than I used to be. Or it's just I'm getting more comfortable and having even more fun with it. I'm going to go with the second, throw in just a little bit of the first. So, this is Stabello All. You guys know I love my Stabello All. I hope you guys... I'm sorry. Hopefully I get this... what's been going on with my sound. And what it is my webcam picking up the sound the computer sound is, and my computer's quite a ways away from my desk, so that's why it sounds like a tunnel and you can barely hear me. Well, that's because of that. So I'm gonna have my hubby look at it tomorrow, see if he can figure out, reset it or something, who knows. But anyways, so I hope you guys have a fabulous day, a fabulous happiness to you. Go make a mess. And of course, what are you guys gonna do? Art it out, guys. Bye.